Good day, fish tankers. Today we're finally continuing with our little series of subscribers and their aquariums, and a subscriber from Johannesburg who wishes to remain anonymous have sent me in a video clip of his tank. We'll just call him Jozi Fishkeeper, why not, since he is from Joburg. And it's an aquarium that he set up a few months ago. It was done on a budget, and he used this dirted tank method that I've demonstrated in one of the previous videos where I did this for a neighbor of mine, and it's of course not my invention. It originates from Diana Wallstad and of course Father Fish, the YouTuber that popularized it. And let's go and see what his tank looks like. Okay, there we have it. We can see it's your classical 3-foot tank. And there you see the substrate, the 2 inches of sand with an inch or so of soil underneath it, give or take. An Amazon salt plant right here in front. I can see what he's doing. He's trying to hide the filter behind it. I would put the Amazon salt sort of at the back into the center, but nothing wrong with that. It does block the view to that filter. He's got one of those sun sponge filters. It's basically a sponge filter that operates with a little water pump. It's much more silent if you don't like the gluk gluk, and it doesn't suck up shrimp or fry. There we can see there's a fish underneath the driftwood, some shells lying around. You can see how the Vallisneria is spreading out, and he's put some Java moss on the driftwood. There's some glowfish, some platies, and there we see some Rasbora espai, lamb chop Rasboras. Well, look here on top of the surface, there's even a half beak. And there are the lamb chop Rasboras, Rasbora espai. It's a kind of a harlequin of a smaller triangle. Some mollies, some anubias stuck on that log by an epiphyte. Of course, you don't plant them in the substrate. You stick them to rocks or driftwood. Lots of driftwood. Adds a bit of texture and a bit of height. And there's some water wisteria to your right. Couple of cardinals. And there's another one of those sponge filters off to the right. Double sponges with a little motorized water pump. And he puts the outlet above the water so it creates some surface agitation. That's a good thing. There's an Otto. Look at the vallis spreading like organ pipes. There's a swordtail, beautiful male. And there we see the Java moss. As the plants grow in over time, he's going to see some fry, and one or two might even survive. There's a polgarami at the back. He says he knows he's got too many fish and he's going to upgrade his aquarium. There's a ram popping away. He's going to upgrade the aquarium to, he's getting a 55 gallon, 250 liters. That's about just over 55 gallons. Another Otto. But it all seems to work. You can see the fish are comfortable. Nobody's gasping because of ammonia poisoning or anything like that. And the filtration, those 2 sponge filters, they actually offer a lot of media in terms of the sponge. You don't need all these different kinds of things. This is a good example of an aquarium that you can do if you're a kid with your pocket money. He says he's put it up during the July holidays, so I'm assuming he's still at school, or he could be a parent with kids at school. Apologize if I'm wrong. But there you see all kinds of critters. Quite an interesting array of fish here. Nice hiding spaces, and there's a coolie loach. You know, coolie loaches, you get a group or so of them, and then they just disappear. Sort of like that pleco. There's a ram and a cherry bulb. I can't see how many cherry bulbs there are, but if a moss grows out and the plants grow out, likely you're going to have a little breeding colony of cherry bulbs if it's anything like one of my tanks. And there's live bearers anyway, so you can be assured of fry, at least. There's a cherry bulb again, that's a female. And there is the ram. Some river rocks. It's very eclectic. It's a mishmash of everything, but it works well. Here you can see the substrate. with the soil underneath the sand. Well, what conclusions can we draw from that? Tell me in the comment section, what do you think of the aquarium of Jozi Fishkeeper? I think it's a very good first attempt. I like how he followed that dirted substrate method to the T. If you don't have tons of money for aqua soil and that sort of thing, you can tell that it's a very cost-effective method of doing things, because now you have a nutritious substrate for your plants. You have a substrate layer that becomes bioactive, and it's a way of doing it on a budget. And of course, if it's still there in 6 months' time, it's going to look vastly different. The plants will grow in. And he's got quite an eclectic mix of fish. He hasn't got very expensive filtration, those sun little filters you can pick up on the cheap. And I think it worked out well. This is a nice project for a kid or a beginner that doesn't want to break the bank, that's on a budget. And it just shows you that you can do something without breaking the bank in this hobby. There's all sorts of strokes for different folks. So that's what I think is nice, guys. Please remember to smack that like button, and please send in videos of your aquariums, whatever you may have, so that we can see what our subscribers are doing. You know, it's always interesting. Don't feel shy. I know it's for some people a bit daunting to have what you do on a video, but in general, the fish keeping community are quite a friendly bunch. They're not nasty like so many of these online groups or people on social media can be. So keep those videos coming. We'd be really interested to see what you do with your aquariums. As always, please share the content, and if you haven't already, thanks to those who did. But if you haven't already, consider subscribing. And until I see you guys again, take good care of those domestic denizens of the deep.